This is practice using the CN statements. We'll start off with the shell of a program that has include IOStream, our namespace STD, and a main module. This code is runnable. It won't do anything, but we can compile it and run it and see that it exits successfully. So let's put in some inputs. First, we'll need to define a variable. I'll create an integer variable, and then I can store a value in that variable from the console. And then I'll output that back out to the screen. So let's see what happens when we run this program. Oh, I got an error. That's what I get for live coding. Okay, so now it's waiting on me to enter a number. I'll add 42. And then I get the message back, the number is 42, and the program exits. So let's take a look at what happened here. So first I declared my variable, mynum, so that got the a name location in memory, about 4 bytes wide for that number. And then CN says from the console, take a value and then stuff that into the variable mynum. So after line 7 runs, mynum will have the value of whatever is entered into the console. In this case, that value was 42. And we can see that that value is in the mynum variable. When we go to do the cout and we put the mynum variable in the cout and we see another 42. So let's add some more things in here. Let's add another variable. And let's initialize that variable from the console just like we did with mynum. And then we can do the same thing with the output here. So I'll just copy that and then I'll say my other number is, I'll copy from up here and paste it down there. So we're going to have the number is and the other number is, and then we're going to get the values of those numbers. Let's see what happens when we run. So we're looking for some numbers, so I'll put in 42, and then I'll put in some white space, and then I'll put in 45, and then I'll hit enter. So now we see the number is 42, and then right up, packed up against that is the other number is 45. I could make that a little bit more legible if I included an endl there. But we certainly see that we are initializing multiple variables here with one line of code, and we have white space in there. So let's see what happens if we want to do this on 2 different lines. All right, so now instead of on the same line, we have 2 CN statements to collect our numbers. Let's go ahead and try and run that code, see what happens. So I'll put in my first number again, 42. I'm going to hit enter, and then I'm going to add 45. And so now you can see it's formatted a little bit better here because I added that handle there. So I get that line return. But I get the number is 42 and the other number is 45. So it works just the same way. I can do it either with 2 CN statements or just one. If you want to go and practice this on your own now without watching the video, see if you can duplicate that same kind of code and the same kind of response for your users with your C++ program.